Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another top 5 best character moments. This one is going over the top 5 greatest scenes and moments from Carl Grimes in The Walking Dead. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for The Walking Dead, and in today's video we're going to be doing another top 5 ranking list. This one is going to be ranking the top 5 best moments of Carl Grimes from The Walking Dead. So, very surprised that this one won the vote this week, because usually Carl, every time I hear anybody talk about Carl, they always are like, oh my god, that character, I mean, talk about like a really crappy character and talk about a really, horrible character. And I've always been a big defender of Carl. I think that Carl is a really good character, and I think he's really cool. But a lot of people do not agree. A lot of people really do not like Carl, and yeah, it's a very hot take to enjoy that character. But I'll say this, Chandler Riggs has always been missed in the show. I mean, ever since he's been gone, Chandler Riggs as Carl and just the character in general, at least in my opinion, has, you felt the loss. You know, when he went, we felt the loss of Carl in the show. And it's always been one of the decisions that I've never agreed with. I've never agreed with them killing Carl, and I've always thought it was an awful idea. So now to go through his top 5 best moments, obviously keep in mind there are a lot more than just these 5, but these are my personal favorite 5 moments of Carl throughout the show. Number 5, this one we're going to get started with a pretty underrated one in my opinion. That is Carl starts shooting the Saviors and starts the fight. So, if you guys don't remember, in Season 7, Episode 16, when Sasha comes out of there and she attacks Negan, Carl sees the light and sees the opportunity to start shooting the scavengers and start shooting everybody else. So, I thought that was pretty cool. And it's a very underrated moment for Carl, because if Carl didn't do that at that moment, I don't know what would have happened, But Carl starts shooting 2 guys, and then Daryl starts shooting more, and then the battle kind of starts. It's a really badass moment, and it's one that I never hear anybody talk about, and I think it's really, really good. I love that they had him do that, and Carl is the one that acted fast. When he saw that Sasha was a walker, he knew that people in that moment would be kind of, angry, and also that would be the moment where everybody would be the most shocked. So he took it upon himself to start shooting the Saviors and shooting, Jadis's people and, that sort of stuff. So it was really cool. Number 4 is then going to be Carl shoots one of the governor's guys. So this is a scene that I definitely enjoyed. This is a scene that when I remember watching it, I was actually in defense of Carl. And I'm going to explain why too. Because even though he definitely did pull the trigger fast, I do agree with Herschel and Rick on that. At the same time, they told that kid to put his gun down. And he didn't. He was handing it over with his finger on the trigger. You know what I'm saying? So are you really going to sit there and risk that when the guy clearly is not dropping his gun? Because I would have said, drop your gun or you're dead. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly don't blame Carl at all. I actually understand why he did it, because the guy was not putting his gun down. And in that kind of situation, in that kind of scenario, yeah, maybe Carl pulled the trigger a little bit fast, but it shows you what he's capable of, and I agree with it. I do agree with Carl's decision in that moment. I know that's an underrated opinion, but I do agree with that a lot. So, yeah. Number 3 is then going to be Rick and Carl take on the Walker Horde. So this was pretty badass. You had basically everybody that was occupied. You had Maggie that was trying to get to a sick Glenn. You had Herschel that was tending to the said sick people. And everybody was just not doing well. And Carl and Rick, just the 2 of them, took on an entire zombie herd by themselves. That was absolutely incredible. I love that scene so much. They're passing like the mags back and forth. And they took down every last one of those walkers. I think truly in that moment, Rick realized that his boy is a man. And I think that's what that scene represents. And it's really cool. I love the way they did it. And I love that scene. I always have. That's one of my all-time favorite Carl moments. Number 2 is then going to be Carl mows down Negan's guys. So, of course, comic accurate. I love this scene. I think they adapted this very, very well. I do understand that some people say that the comic version of this was better. And I could agree to a certain extent. But I still think Chandler Riggs did a really cool job. He's like, drop your weapons. I only want Negan. He killed my friend. And, yeah, Negan's kind of terrified of him as he lets him know, right? Which is really cool. And he's like, yeah, don't be scared of me. It's a disappointment. So Yeah, Negan does not want Carl to be scared of him. But the back and forth between Carl and Negan, I mean, it has to be one of the greatest. And honestly, it would have been my favorite Carl moment of the entire series. But my favorite moment, easily, it's the most powerful, it's the most badass, it's the most sad, it's just the most cinematic in general. This has to be my favorite Carl moment, which is Carl having to put Lori down. That to me was definitely the greatest. When you've got Rick giving him the speech about how there's no more kid stuff, that he's gonna die, that Lori's gonna die, and there's no way he could ever be ready for it. And then you see him having to be ready for it, standing there in front of his mother about to shoot her like that. And you got Maggie out there too, like, with the brand new baby Judith, and like she's about to go back to, get Carl, and then she hears the gunshot. Absolutely insane. The music, the flashbacks, the way it was done. Chandler Riggs did a great job at acting that. Same with Sarah Wayne Callies just beforehand, and Lauren Cohen, of course. And I don't know, there was just everything was done right in that scene. Everything was just perfect. And I can't even believe that they had Carl go through that. And I loved it though. I mean, it's sad, yes, but for story purposes, it was such a powerful moment. And you couldn't ask for a better send off to, Lori, and then you couldn't ask for a better scene for Carl. I mean, that stuck with him for the rest of the series, and that's why I wish he frickin' survived, Gimple. And damn you, Gimple, I'm telling you this. You should have kept him alive, because scenes like this is why Carl was really starting to develop into a cool character. And they took that from us, which is ridiculous. And I don't compliment it either. Like, I think killing Carl was an awful idea, and it's scenes like this that kind of remind me of why I don't like it. So anyway, point being, Carl in the TV show, super overhated character. Do not understand why people don't like him that much. I think, yeah, sure, he had his moments where he slipped up, but Chandler Riggs did a great job. Carl was a great character, and that's all there is to it. I really enjoyed him. So let me know in the comment section below, what are your favorite moments of Carl throughout the entire Walking Dead show? Would love to hear all that stuff in the comment section below. So anyway, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more Walking Dead videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.